Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here in Kuala Lumpur and I arrived about 1.5 hours ago. It should be 5:30 in the evening. I'm on transit to Bangkok, but as soon as I arrived here in Kuala Lumpur about 4 p.m. local time, I decided that I should visit the city, KL, take some time, visit the city, take some pictures, capture some videos. And I thought that that would be an easy thing. I thought it would be so easy for me to do that. Unfortunately, it hasn't been as easy as I thought. I immediately arrived at the airport. You have to take a bus. I think there are two different terminals, so I took a bus. After I arrived at the main area that migration is located, I went to the counter and I wanted to cross, but there is this thing now called the Malaysia Digital Card. The Malaysia Digital Card is an arrival card that you must fill in before you can be allowed to enter the country. Previously, for you guys, folks who have traveled for a very long period of time, you know very well that we used to fill in a physical card that was given by the airline. Usually before you arrive, traditionally, you are given a card by the airline and then you fill in with your details, and then after you alight, you go and give it to migration. As you check, as you enter the country, you give it to the migration. In this case, that physical card has been discontinued and you no longer need the physical card. The airlines don't give you the physical card. They don't even tell you that you will need a declaration upon arrival at the airport to enter the country. They don't tell you, so you've got to figure out that by yourself. So when I arrived at the airport, I tried to go out of the airport, but then I couldn't. They said you have to fill in the digital card. Problem is, the computers are only few, and there are so many people that are waiting to use the computer. The system seems to be very, very complicated. I stood there for almost 40 minutes to an hour just trying to wait to reach the computer. Unfortunately, I didn't. I couldn't make it. I was very angry for the time that I wasted waiting to get onto the computer. And there were so many people who were all struggling. Many of these guys are from Latin America, from Asia. Some of them don't understand English. I think the system is in English, and they're trying to figure out what exactly is happening and how they can go about it, but they just couldn't. I saw a family of about 5 people. They were really, really struggling. They were trying to figure out, how to fill in the forms, the digital form, and they just couldn't do it. So some guy try to help them, hopped in there and try to help them. It's a good Samaritan. There is no migration official in that place that is going to help you to fill in your form. You have to figure it out by yourself. You have to know that that is required. And gosh, the system is just so frustrating. Just imagine if you only have a couple of hours at the airport, or you have a big family, you have kids, and you're trying to grow this system. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it, I swear to God. It's just so frustrating. So at the end of the day, what I did was just to leave without even, I spent there almost an hour and I couldn't, honestly speaking, I couldn't get to the computer. And there were not so many people in front of me. There was just one family, and of course there were about 4 computers there, but the computers are not enough. You have an alternative of doing it online, maybe via your phone. Of course, I forgot my phone. That's totally my problem. But a lot of other guys were trying to fill the forms digitally using their phones, and again they were struggling. They just couldn't do it. They just couldn't make it. I think the system was slow. I spoke to a couple of them. They said the system was slow and they just couldn't do it, so they preferred using the computer to complete the information. And I probably think that the Malaysian government needs to do something about it. They need to figure out how to quicken the process so that people are not stuck at the migration. I try to go across to the counter and I try to jump the queue. Basically, I try to jump the queue and go across to the counter and not complete the digital card. But then the migration official told me that I needed to go back to my, I needed to complete the digital card. But again, I went there, I stood for another 30 minutes, and honestly speaking, that system is just frustrating. If we have a lot of people that want to cross, they want to go, they want to get out, and the system just doesn't work like you expect it to, then I think that is a system that needs to be improved. They honestly need to improve the system. Otherwise, people get frustrated, people get stuck at the airport, they spend hours and hours just waiting to cross. Migration, I think that is not a good system. Of course, I've encountered that system previously. It's not the first time that I've seen such a system. A couple of months ago, maybe 3-4 months ago, I went to Changi International Airport. I found the same system, but it took me less than a minute, and the system was quick, and there were migration officials there trying to assist. Everybody was coming. The system was totally new. It was still new, but I was happy with it. It didn't even take me a minute to complete that card. I just went through the Singaporean migration, and they have introduced these computerized forms. They actually don't use the physical forms anymore, so you fill in information about your details, where you traveled, and where you're going, where you're going to disembark. And after that, you submit the form, and then you go across and scan your passport. It used not to be like that. Like I said earlier on, everything here changes. Everything changes all the time. And anyway, what do you think about the Malaysian Digital Arrival Digital Card, have you ever experienced an issue with it? Have you been to KL and you've been asked to do exactly that, complete the system, or what do you think about it? Please let me know your experience. Personally, I haven't liked that system. I didn't like that system at all. What I've decided to do is just not to go to KL. I'm not gonna cross over there. I'm just at the airport now. I'm gonna sit here, wait for my late night flight, fly over to Bangkok, and just go to my hotel. What a bad way to begin your holiday. Not that I had planned to come here. No, I hadn't planned to come here, but I have a passport and I can easily cross over to the country, but it's just a digital arrival card that really makes everybody feel frustrated. A lot of people are really struggling. I stood there for more than an hour, and gosh, why would the government not have a better system, supply more computers, inform the airline to help people, tell them earlier on that they will need a digital arrival card, partially maintain the physical card. It could be a solution. I feel it when you're still in the airplane, in your flight, and then it's a much better way. We're just trying to make things quicker for people and not get people frustrated just waiting to get into the country. Anyway, let me know what you think about it. For me, I haven't liked it. It's a bullshit system. Hopefully they can get this message. Hopefully they can improve the system for people that are arriving so that they have a good experience. The airport is the first part of the country that people usually arrive. They must have a better experience, they must have a good experience before they even go into the country. If they don't have that experience, then they're going to feel dejected, wasting time, wasting money, and all of that kind of thing. So anyway, I'll talk to you later.